I started the car and drove to Emily's home. During the journey, I took the opportunity to inquire about the basic details of Emily's family and her home, and I gave her instructions on how to behave in my home. With a sense of nervousness and uncertainty, Emily and I left for our new homes, each in the other's body, not knowing what awaited us there. With nervousness, I entered Emily's home. As soon as I walked in, Emily's mother bombarded me with questions about the delay. Following the plan, I explained that I was tired and suggested we talk in the morning. Utilizing the details Emily had shared with me, I located her bedroom, entered it, and closed the door behind me. Alone in the room, I began to contemplate the bizarre situation we found ourselves in. I could only guess that Emily had gone to my place in my body. Wanting to ensure her safety, I sent her a message to confirm that she was in a comfortable situation in my home. She replied that she was also safe. After a few minutes of reflection, I decided to take a refreshing bath, hoping it would help clear my mind and bring some sense to the surreal experience we were living. Feeling increasingly uncomfortable in the unfamiliar female figure, I acknowledged that I had no other option. I began the process of removing the girl's clothing, starting with the frock and underskirt. I then headed to the bathroom. In front of the mirror, I hesitated before proceeding to undress completely. For the first time, I felt the softness of girls' underwear and marveled at the beauty of it. Removing the bra presented a challenge, and as I did, the sight of a beautiful girl's figure in the mirror left me in shock. It was a startling moment, realizing the profound change in my appearance. Not dwelling on the surreal experience, I wasted no time and stepped into a hot water bath. The soothing warmth helped alleviate some of the discomfort. After the bath, I returned to the bedroom, still grappling with the surreal experience of being in a completely different body. I began the search for a suitable dress for the night and came across Emily's nightdress. Putting it on, I settled into bed, knowing that an early morning awaited me to visit Emily. Before drifting off to sleep, I sent a message to Emily, confirming that she was safe at my home. I reminded her to meet me as we had planned. After receiving her reply and reassurance, I allowed myself to drift into a deep sleep, hoping that the morning would bring some clarity to the confusing events of the night. With an unfamiliar alarm sound filling the environment, I awoke early in the morning. Seated on the bed, I waited until my mind returned to normal, allowing the confusion about my new body and surroundings to dissipate. After a few minutes, I went to the bathroom for a quick bath. The water helped to clear my mind, and I returned to the bedroom feeling refreshed and more awake. Choosing a simple outfit for the day, I selected denim trousers and a top. Selecting a lacy panty and bra posed a challenge, and it took a few minutes to successfully put on the bra. Once dressed, I wore 1-inch heel shoes for convenience, considering my lack of knowledge about makeup and hairstyle. A simple ponytail became my chosen hairstyle. I did not use makeup. Prepared to leave Emily's place, I informed her mother of my departure, explaining that I had some special work to attend to. Though met with confusion, I left the house. As I reached the main road, Emily arrived in my car, and we both drove to a restaurant in town. We entered the restaurant and ordered our breakfast, both of us glancing at our new bodies without uttering a word. As our meals arrived, we broke the silence and began chatting while having breakfast. During our extended conversation, we mutually agreed to keep our situation a secret and not disclose it to anyone. Furthermore, we realized that we had no other choice but to adapt to our new lives and learn about the details of each other's existence. We identified 2 major challenges that lay ahead. The first was understanding the behaviors associated with our new genders, such as menstruation details for girls and makeup. The second challenge was the lack of information about each other's friends and relationships. I had no knowledge of Emily's friends, and she had none of mine, posing a significant hurdle for us as we navigated through societal expectations. In the end, we made the decision to share essential details about our lives, covering aspects such as fashion, makeup, and details about our parents, close friends, and relationships. Emily generously offered to assist me in navigating the world of dressing as a girl, including makeup, clothing selection, and fashion trends. Our conversation extended well into lunchtime, prompting us to order a meal to continue our discussion. After lunch, we decided to request a 1-week leave from our respective offices. Additionally, we agreed to meet again the next day and parted ways to return to our respective homes, armed with a bit more understanding and support for the unique challenges we faced in our switched lives. Returning to Emily's home, I went to her bedroom to change clothes and freshen up with a bath. As I settled on the bed, Emily's mother entered the room. She expressed concern about the uncommon behavior she had observed since the party the previous night. In response, I explained that I had been worried about office work and feeling stressed. Emily's mother, sensing something more, kindly requested that I share anything on my mind and assured me not to stress too much. The understanding gesture from Emily's mother left me with a mix of gratitude and the weight of keeping our shared secret. At night, after having dinner, I went to bed, ready to rest and face the challenges of the next day. Monday morning, I woke up in the bustling environment outside of Emily's home. The discomfort of my gender swap still lingered, and I contemplated my new life in this unfamiliar setting. At times, I questioned whether this was a dream or reality. After a few moments of reflection, I decided to start the day. I went to the bathroom for a refreshing bath, then threw the previous day's clothes into the washing machine. Returning to the bedroom, I selected a bra, panty, and an underskirt to wear. Taking my time, I explored Emily's collection of clothes and various girlish items. To my surprise, she had a wide array of dresses, underwear, jewelry, shoes, handbags, makeup, cosmetics, and accessories. Intrigued by the world of girls' fashions, I got carried away exploring Emily's wardrobe and accessories. Regrettably, I lost track of time and nearly forgot to visit Emily. Hastily, I chose a frock to wear for today's visit and picked out a pair of shoes. However, lacking experience in makeup and girls' fashion, I decided to forego using makeup for the time being. After preparing, I made my way to the living room to leave the house. There, I encountered Emily's mother, Violet. She inquired whether I was headed to the office, and I explained that I hadn't gone to the office but was meeting a friend. My response left Violet confused. She questioned why I hadn't used makeup or paid attention to coordinating my outfit and accessories. Caught off guard by her questions, I was momentarily speechless. Searching for an explanation, I mentioned that I was running late and didn't have time for makeup. However, Violet seemed unsatisfied with my response, expressing concern about my lack of attention to my appearance before going out. Feeling the need to leave, I hurriedly headed towards the door. As I left, Violet's voice stopped me again. She asked why I was leaving without giving her a hug. Realizing my oversight, I turned back, apologized, and warmly hugged her before finally leaving the house, still feeling a bit confused by the unexpected interaction. Emily and I met at the same restaurant where we had met the day before. Upon seeing me, Emily remarked that she had never gone out as I did today. I explained that even her mother had questioned me about it, clarifying that I lacked experience in makeup, which accounted for my appearance. Emily shared her own challenges, mentioning that she had faced various problems, and my parents were also upset about her new behavior. The shared experiences created a sense of understanding between us as we navigated the complexities of our switched lives. During breakfast, I broke the silence, expressing that the changes in our lives had created significant problems, and keeping our secrets hidden from our parents was becoming increasingly difficult. Emily acknowledged the challenges we were facing. Eventually, we decided to share our secrets with our parents and seek their help. However, we acknowledged the potential difficulty in whether they would understand our unique situation. Realizing we had no other option, we made the difficult decision to expose our unbelievable secret to my parents. Leaving the restaurant, we headed to my parents' home. During the daytime, my mother was the only one at home, as my father had gone to his office. When we arrived at my home, my mother was in the living room, engrossed in reading a magazine. As she noticed our presence, she looked up and warmly welcomed us into the living room. We settled in the living room, and my mother kindly offered tea or coffee. I declined, mentioning that we had already had our breakfast. My mother asked Emily to introduce me to her. Emily then took the initiative to introduce me as her friend. She conveyed that we needed to share a special secret with her. My mother, hearing Emily's words, appeared confused and requested us to elaborate on what was happening. The weight of our revelation hung in the air as we prepared to disclose the unbelievable secret. Taking a deep breath, Emily turned towards me and requested that I initiate the retelling of our extraordinary story. In response, I began to recount the events that unfolded during Daniel's birthday party. I carefully described the appearance of a UFO and the subsequent mysterious body-switching phenomenon that had left us entangled in each other's lives. As I continued explaining everything to my mother, the room seemed like a place where the extraordinary met the ordinary. My mother, paying close attention, shifted from being initially confused to a blend of amazement and worry. I described each detail with care, making sure to share the surreal events that unfolded during Daniel's birthday party and the subsequent body-switching phenomenon. It took an hour or two, but eventually, we managed to convey our unbelievable situation to my mother. Finally grasping the surreal nature of our experiences, she hugged me tightly. She made a heartfelt promise to protect me and assist in any way possible. In a moment of shared understanding and support, the three of us embraced each other tightly. I felt a sense of joy knowing that my mother had grasped our situation. Grateful for her understanding, I expressed my thanks to her. After extended discussions, my mother arranged fresh fruit juices for us, keeping the conversation going. She seemed pleased with my transformed appearance, acknowledging Emily's inherent beauty. The atmosphere in the room lightened as we continued to share our thoughts and experiences. I requested my mother to explain the situation to my father. She agreed and inquired about the situation at Emily's home. I explained that I felt uneasy in her home, lacking knowledge about girls' fashion and life. Understanding my discomfort, my mother expressed her willingness to help convey this mind-blowing situation to Emily's parents. After lunch, my mother, and Emily left our home to visit Emily's home.